Okay guys, coming at you with another workout video at the Balmain Fitness, and this is a off-season back workout that is 1 month past competitions now, so energy levels are back up to normal and feeling pretty good. And just going to go over some different goals that I have for my off season. So this is basically the start of my detox phase. So the most important thing at the moment is listening to my body and listening to how well I recover from these workouts, because my recovery is not going to be as good as when I was competing. And really listening to my body after each workout will determine how I structure my workouts and the intensity that I can put into my workouts, because at the moment the scale is going down, but we don't, the weight scale, how much I weigh, is going down, but I'm trying to minimize the lack of, or the loss of muscle as much as possible, and trying to keep as lean as possible as well. So one of the main focuses in my off season is to bring up my glutes. I have an imbalance in my glutes. So basically my left glute and my left hamstring don't activate as much as I would like, or definitely not as much as the right side. So with these hyperextensions, I'm targeting that area, so the lower back, glutes and hamstrings, and I'm making sure each rep that I am actively contracting from the hamstring, glutes and left side of my lower back. So that's a little bit of a problem that goes all the way up my body, so it affects my left shoulder as well. So then once I've done that, I move on to the high bench row, and here is a warm-up weight. So this exercise I really love, and most of the things, because of the shoulder problem that I have, I'm going to be using dumbbells. So this is one of my favorite movements, and as you can see, what I'm trying to do with my lower body is I flex my hamstrings and squeeze my glutes as much as possible to lock down my pelvis, because your lats attach to your pelvis, so the only thing you want to be moving is your arms to get the most out of your lats as much as possible. So bringing your elbows to your pelvis as well, really targeting the lats. So bring them dumbbells in close to your body and squeezing at the top. So this is a warm-up weight, just trying to get everything feeling pretty good. So I feel this more on my right side, so that's why I'm using the dumbbells to try and balance everything out and focus on that left side, and really trying to contract each time with the left side and the right side, but just trying to bring that balance up together. So again, going a little bit heavier here, and always trying to lock down that pelvis. It's not easy. I don't have a great connection to my glutes, but each time I do this and each rep, I'm getting stronger and stronger in that in the hamstring and glute area. So now onto my heavy set. So I really want to get strong with this movement. At the moment I'm around about 35 kilos for about 6 to 8 reps. So I really I'm going to use this exercise as a bit of a gauge to see how my strength is progressing. So I really want to get this movement, I want to master this movement, and just keep increasing each week, making small gains in the strength area. So I'm really testing myself with this weight. It's about 35 kilos where I'm at the moment, and then once I'm done with that, I finish off with some one-arm dumbbell rows, just to make sure that both sides are worked equally. So I start with my left side, and it's a lighter weight, so I'm really trying to keep the form nice and tight, keeping my pelvis stable. So I'm trying to drive my left foot into the ground and trying to lengthen out as much as possible, or as much as my active range of motion allows, so I can get a little bit more stretch there, but that will come in time. So each workout, I'm very focused increasing my active range of motion as well. So that shoulder should be coming down a lot further and getting more stretch. But the problem is, I don't feel it. I sort of lose connection to the muscle. So I'm trying to stay within the range that I can connect to the muscle, but I still want to increase that each workout as much as possible. So just balancing it out with the right side now, trying to keep everything nice and stable again on that right side, driving that right leg into the ground. And then I move on to another unilateral movement. This machine I really love is the dual cable pull down. So what I'm trying to do, again, keeping my pelvis stable, so there's no movement in my lower body, so I'm driving my knees into the pad, squeezing my glutes and trying to keep my abs as tight as possible. It is not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of practice, but it makes a hell of a difference, because now once everything is stable, then I can really get as much tension as possible through the lats. So this is a bit of a warm-up weight, and getting ready for the next set, where I'm trying to get about 8 to 10 reps. Again, always try and each workout have that last set where I go that little bit heavier than what I can probably handle, just to try and progressively overload the muscle. So this is my heavy set, and as you notice, I'm keeping things as stable as possible. It's not always the easiest, but just doing my best here. So as you can see, I'm really starting to fatigue now, trying to get those elbows down as far as possible, but that left side gives out a lot earlier than the right side. So then moving on to a machine row, and I like this machine row because I can brace my upper body and keep it nice and stable. Again, looking for stability. I can squeeze my glutes and really stretch out that upper back. And with this machine, there's a lot of tension at the top of the lengthened range of the motion. So that's an area where I'm weak and want to improve. So this is a great exercise for me, and I use all the different grips. Normally it's just an overhand wider grip, and then I'll go to a narrow grip where I'm sort of hitting a little bit more lats. And the reason why I don't sit in this machine is because I find that I can slouch a little bit. So by standing and just keeping my core nice and tight, so my glutes, hamstrings and abs flexed, I can keep a lot more stability and get that upper back, or just get the back in general working a little bit harder. Then moving on, and I like to do, most people start their workout with chins. I like to do it towards the end, because what I find is I'm not very strong in chins, so I want the focus to be at the lengthen range. And if I start with this exercise, I'm gonna fatigue that lengthen range before I can get into the close grip lat pull downs and get the muscles, get the lats very short. So this will be another exercise that I gauge my progress with, and each week trying to get a few more reps. So I'm getting about 8 or 9 or 10 maybe, and at the moment. So I would like to get that up to about 15 reps before I'd start to add any weight. So I also do a number of different grips. So this grip here is going to hit more lats, but again, a lot of the tension is going to be at the lengthen range, because the tension will be the same with chins all the way through. It's just that you're not going to be strong enough to really get the muscle short. And with these exercises, I do feel my left shoulder gives out a lot earlier due to the problem that I have with the left side of my body. And then just to finish up, here's some deadlifts. Great isometric contraction for the back, and just focusing on getting the hips stronger as well. I'd like to get a little bit deeper from the bottom. Just my hip mobility is not the best, so this is an area that I'm working on as well. As you can see, my hips tend to lift up a little bit early, as I'm not really strong from there. So each workout I'm trying to increase the range of where I can sort of pull from, so getting those hips down a little bit lower. So this is about 160 kilos. I'm normally can do a lot more reps than this, but I was pretty fatigued at this stage, and I'm not recovering the best from my workouts as I'm in the detox phase, so I'm just being a little bit careful. But with deadlifts, I'm just trying to brace everything, so hamstrings turned on, glutes turned on, abs turned on, and keeping the upper body stable as well. So this is 180 kilos, and when I'm at my strongest, I can probably do about 6 reps with this. I only got 4, which is not too bad. I'm not too unhappy with that, but needs to improve. So as you can see, with my left lat and all the way up to my left tricep, it's a little bit weaker or less muscle than the other side. So that's what I'm working on in the off season. That's one of my priorities, and I hope to catch you guys again soon for more updates. And like and subscribe if you like the channel.